Hi guys, in today's video we're going to discuss the next 15 MCQs regards to the JavaScript. We will discuss some of the methods and the remaining part from the arrays topic. So we will cover that as well. So before I start the video, subscribe my channel and do let me know through the comments if you are guys getting the concept that we are discussing in our videos. So the first question is, what will be the output of the following code? We have been given code. You can see I have declared an array with a name of colors with the given 5 values: red, green, blue, yellow and green. So here I have declared another variable with the name of index, and inside that variable I am checking that the colors array dot index of. We have discussed the use of the index of method. The purpose of index of is to get the value from the particular index. So we know that the green is on the index 2. So inside the console.log we will put the variable name, and the green we know that is placed on 1 index and 4 index. So the correct answer will be the 4, because green is not placed on 2 index, it placed on 1 and 4. So 1 will not be able to get become the right answer. So the 4 index is the right answer, because red is on 0, as I said. First green is on 1, blue is on 2, yellow is on 3 and green is on 4. So the 4 will be the correct answer. Another question, we have been given an output. Here you can see we have an array with the 5 values: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. All the data type is number. And I'm using the supplies method. If you guys don't know the use of the supplies method, we always remove the elements or by using the supplies method. So the supplies method is used to add or remove the element from the array, or is used to override the existing array. You can see I have an array with the 5 elements, and I'm using the supplies method on array, which means, and first we will discuss how supplies method works. You can see there are 4 elements given inside the supplies: 2, 0, 6 and 7. 2 is a starting index, 0 is a delete count or is used to remove the element from the array. 6 and 7 are the items: item 1, item 2 and so on. As much as you add, it will become item 3, 4 and 5. It's up to you. So here 2 is a starting index. It means that the index will start from the 2. We know that the index value always start from the 0, 1 and 2. So the first one is the correct answer, just because 2, as I said, 2 is a starting index. So 0, 1 and 2. So here the values will going to be start. 0 is not already not been given, so we cannot remove any element from the array. If the 0 has been given already inside the array, we will remove that. But since we haven't been given, so we are not going to remove anything from the array. So 6 and 7 are the items that we're gonna place from the index 2. So you can see the correct answer is the first part, is because 1, 2 is already been given. 2 is a starting index, so the value, the items will going to be added from the index 2. 6, 7 and all the 3, 4 and 5 the existing elements. So I believe you guys understand the use of the supplies method. Let me repeat it again. The first element is a starting index, 0 is a delete count or deleting element, 6 and 7 are the items. It could be more items, it's up to you. Now we're gonna discuss another question: which of the following supplies calls would you remove the number 3 from the array? So the third part is the correct answer, because 3 is placed on 2 index. 3 is placed on 2 index, and 1 means that the element only 1 will going to be removed. So the 3 will going to be removed, and third is the correct answer. What does the supplies method return? So the number of element removed, an array containing the removed element. The third one is the correct answer. It returns an array with the containing the removed element. Another question, what will be the output of the following code? You can see I have given an array with the 5 element 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and here I have been using dot include method. Now what does the dot includes method do? Include checks that if the 3 is already being declared inside the 3, and the second part is also used to check if 3 is already being declared inside the 3. So the correct answer is false, the second part, because 3 is not been given. The reason why it's false, because we have given two values 3 and 3. Only single 3 is available inside the array, but we have given two parts in includes method. So that is why it will cause a false inside the browser. So this is the correct answer. Another question, we have been given a string A, B, C, D and E inside the array. So we have been given again the same method dot includes, in which we are checking that the capital C includes in array. So we can see that there is no capital C inside the array. So the answer will be a false again, because a smaller C has been given inside the array but not capital. Another question, what will be the output of the following code? This time you can see that the single 3 has been given inside the includes method. So this time the output will be true, because 3 is available. Oh, sorry for that. The correct answer will be again the false, because here we are checking that the 3 as a string is available inside the 3. The reason why the answer is false, because dot includes uses strict equality. We have discussed the loose equality and strict equality. Strict equality includes 3 equals, in which we not only check the value but also check the type of the data. So here you can see that the 3 inside the array is a number, and inside the includes it's working as a string. So it will gonna give us false. The correct answer is false. It wasn't true. Another question, we have given an array with 3 values 1, 2 and 3, and another line we have declared another variable with the name of array2, and inside that we are slicing. We have used the slice method on array1 and without giving any value, so it won't gonna affect this. So nothing will going to be happen on the array1, just because we haven't give any slice value inside that. And array2 dot push for, we have discussed the dot push method. Dot push is used to add the value inside the at the end of the array. So this is the purpose of the array2, and inside the console.log we will gonna put all those two, one array and the second array variable, array1 and array2. The correct answer will be the first part, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And how is that? You can see that the array2 array2 has a dot slice method, in which nothing is happening on array1. So it will gonna simply declare a 1, 2, 3 just as it is. And on array2 we are pushing the 4 at the end of the array1. So array1 will going to display as it is 1, 2, 3, but on array2 we have pushed the 4 at the end of the array. So array2 considers 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the first part is the correct answer. Another question, we have given an array with the name of fruits, apple, banana and orange. There are 3 strings. We have declared second variable fruits copy. Inside that we have used the separate operator dot dot dot. This is known as separate operator, and outside that we have used a bracket notation. Inside it we have used a separate operator along with the array name fruits, which is fruits. So the console.log is used to check the length of the fruits copy. The second variable which I have declared here. So we know that there are 3 strings, so the length is 3. The third one is the correct answer. Another question, what will be the output of this following code? We have given an array with a numbers data type with the 3 elements 1, 2, 3. Here we have declared another variable name array2, and inside that we have given an empty brackets dot concat method. Dot concat is used to add a white space between the strings. So array1 we have used inside the array1 in concat method, and inside the console.log array1 is strict equality to the array2, which will cause in false, because array1 will not going to because as I said that the strict equality not only checks the value but also checks the data type. So the data type is different and the values will not values are the same, but the data type is not same, so the answer will be false. Another question, which notation would you use to assess a property of an object if the property name contains spaces? And from now we are going to discuss all the contents related to the object in JavaScript. We have created a separate video on JavaScript topic on my channel. You guys can find that as well, where we have discussed the major points and concepts related to the objects in JavaScript. Which notation would you use to assess the property of an object if the property name contains spaces? So we're gonna use the bracket notation if the property contains the spaces inside the object. So the bracket notation is a correct answer. Another question, what's an advantage of using bracket notation over dot notation when assessing object properties? So the second is the correct part. It allows you to use variables as a property names. We have discussed all these concepts in our previous video. As I said, in our objects related video, you guys can watch the practical as well. I have done some of the simple examples over there, so you're gonna completely understand what we are discussing here. Another question, why is it said that most things in JavaScript are objects? Because everything, even primitive data type, can be treated as objects in certain contexts. We have discussed the primitive data types are the number, string, boolean. All these are the primitive data type, and these can also be treated as an object in certain contexts in JavaScript when you're working on a real life projects. Now we will gonna discuss another question. What is the primary purpose of object destructuring in JavaScript? To extract values from object and assign them to a variable. We have discussed in the previous video about the object destructuring, where I have told you guys that I'm gonna make a separate video on object destructuring, or else I'm gonna discuss in the upcoming lecture. So in today's video, at the end of this lecture, we're going to see the use of the object destructuring. The purpose of object destructuring is used to extract values from the object and assign them to a variable. How can you assign a default value to a variable when destructing an object? So the last question we have been asked, how can we assign a value to a variable in object destructuring? So the first one is the correct part. First of all, we will use the curly braces, and inside the curly braces we're gonna use a property. The property which comes inside the object, and the default value. Either you can give a default value or you can just simply put it null. It's up to you, and you can assign them to the object. So this is how object destructuring looks. As I said, objects will go, property that comes inside the object. Either you can give an empty value or a default value. It's up to you, and then you can assign that to the object in which you want to work on. So this is our last question. I hope you guys like this video, and if you like it, do let me know through the comments. Subscribe my channel for further future videos. We're gonna discuss more in depth in JavaScript and in further future programming language. Thank you so much for